Hey guys, tonight we explore a divine financial miracle that could change your life forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that everything you once thought impossible is now within reach. A divine wealth transformation, ordained by God, is about to happen in your life. What will you do with such a blessing tonight? We dive deep into how aligning yourself with divine timing and faith can unlock your financial destiny. Before we begin, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you truly believe in the power of these messages. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is. I'm curious to know. Now, dim the lights, settle in, and let's embark on tonight's journey of transformation together. There is a feeling that has been quietly following you, hasn't there? It's not a loud, demanding presence. It's softer, more like a gentle hum in the background of your days. It's a sense of anticipation you can't quite put your finger on. You've been going about your life, handling your responsibilities, praying for a breakthrough, and yet, underneath it all, something has shifted. You feel it when you wake up in the morning, in that quiet moment before the world rushes in. You feel it late at night, when the house is still and your thoughts are your own. It is the first divine whisper signaling your change. God does not always announce his greatest moves with thunder and lightning. More often, he begins with a whisper, a subtle nudge to your spirit, a private invitation meant only for you. This is what you are experiencing right now. This feeling is not just your imagination. It's not wishful thinking. It is the initial sacred communication that the financial season of your life is about to dramatically change. For so long, you have carried the weight of financial burden. You've known the stress of watching every dollar, the anxiety of unexpected bills, the quiet ache of wanting to provide more for yourself and your loved ones. You have sent countless prayers into the heavens, sometimes with faith, sometimes with tears, sometimes with the last ounce of hope you could muster. I am here to tell you tonight that not a single one of those prayers was wasted. They have been gathered, heard, and honored. And the change you have been asking for is no longer a distant dream. The process has already begun. And this subtle shift you're feeling is the first ripple from a mighty wave of abundance that is rolling toward your shore. Think about the past few weeks. Have you found yourself daydreaming more about a life free from financial worry? Not in a desperate way, but in a way that feels possible. Have you suddenly felt a strange sense of peace about your finances, even if your circumstances haven't changed on paper yet? This is the Holy Spirit calming your heart, preparing you for the blessings he is about to pour into your life. He is asking you to get ready, to make space in your heart and mind for a reality that is far grander than the one you have known. This initial whisper is a call to pay attention. It's a divine heads up. Perhaps you dismissed it. You might have thought, I'm just tired of worrying, so my mind is creating a fantasy. But God is asking you to reconsider that sudden urge to clean out a cluttered closet, that unexpected feeling of hope on a random Tuesday, that deep inner knowing that things can't stay this way forever. These are not random occurrences. These are divinely orchestrated nudges. They are the spiritual equivalent of a gentle tap on the shoulder from the Creator of the universe, who is leaning in to tell you, get ready, your time is coming. You are not alone in this experience. All across the world, at this very moment, people just like you are feeling this same spiritual stirring. They are feeling that same unexplainable hope, that same sense that something big is on the horizon. This is a collective spiritual event, a wave of divine favor being released upon the faithful. But your blessing is tailored specifically for you. It is designed to solve the problems you face, to open the doors you have found locked, and to fulfill the desires he has placed in your heart. I know you've been strong for so long. You've held it all together, often with no one knowing the true extent of your struggles. You've put on a brave face while your spirit felt weary. God saw it all. He saw your resilience, your faith, your refusal to give up even when you felt like it. And He is saying, "Well done, my good and faithful child." The period of testing is coming to an end. The season of reward is beginning. This divine whisper is asking for one thing from you right now: your belief. It asks you to trust this feeling, to lean into it. When that sense of hope rises within you, don't push it down with doubt. Acknowledge it. Say, "I hear you, Lord. I feel it. I am ready." You are moving from a position of asking to a position of receiving. This is a critical shift. The energy is changing. The spiritual atmosphere around you is being charged with the power of imminent breakthrough. The journey ahead will require you to trust these subtle signals. It will ask you to believe in what you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. This first whisper is your foundation. It is the anchor for your faith as the signs become more and more apparent. Hold on to this feeling. Nurture it. Protect it from the voices of fear and past disappointment. This is sacred ground. You are standing at the very beginning of your financial awakening. A transformation so profound it will not only change your bank account, but it will redefine what you believe is possible for your life. The whisper is just the start, the overture to a beautiful symphony of abundance that God is composing just for you. That divine whisper we spoke of, that quiet hum of anticipation in your spirit, was only the beginning. It was the gentle knock on the door of your heart. Now, because you have started to listen, because you have acknowledged that subtle shift, God is beginning to turn up the volume. He is moving from the internal whisper to external visible signs of His favor. He is laying down a trail of spiritual breadcrumbs designed to lead you straight into your financial destiny. And tonight, your eyes are being opened to see them. These signs are God's way of confirming what your spirit already senses. They are tangible proof that this promise of a financial awakening is not just a hope, but an unfolding reality. For too long, you may have felt that your life was governed by chance, by hard luck, or by a system that was rigged against you. You saw lack and limitation everywhere you looked, but God is now peeling back a veil, allowing you to see a deeper reality that has been there all along, a reality infused with His presence, His guidance, and His love for you. So what are these signs? They are often small, easily dismissed by a skeptical mind, but unmistakable to a heart that is looking for them. Let's talk about synchronicities. These are the moments that are too perfect to be mere coincidence. Have you been thinking about a financial problem, wondering who could possibly help, only to have an old friend or acquaintance call you out of the blue? Someone who just happens to have the exact expertise or connection you need. That is not a coincidence, that is a divine appointment. Have you been hearing the same encouraging message over and over again from different places? Perhaps a pastor mentioned a scripture about abundance. Then you heard a similar idea on a podcast. And then a friend sent you a quote that said the exact same thing. Pay attention. This is the universe amplifying God's message to you, ensuring you cannot miss it. Then there is the language of numbers. This is one of God's favorite ways to send a quick, clear sign. Have you been noticing repeating number sequences on the clock, on license plates, on receipts? You see 1111 or 444 or 888. You might have brushed it off before, but I'm telling you now, these are direct messages. When you see 111, God is saying, a new beginning is upon you. Be mindful of your thoughts, for they are manifesting into reality at record speed. Focus on the abundance you desire, not the lack you fear. When you see a sequence like 888, it is one of the most powerful signs of financial flow. The number 8 represents infinity and abundance, and seeing it repeated is a clear confirmation that a wave of prosperity is being released to you. It is God saying, "The windows of heaven are opening over your life." Think back over the last few days. How many times have you seen these and just passed them off as random? God is asking you today to see them for what they are. Love notes from your Creator, confirming that He is on the case. Beyond synchronicities and numbers, God is sending you small, tangible tokens of His provision. These are not the full harvest yet. They are the first fruits, a taste of what is to come. Did you find a $20 bill in the pocket of an old coat? Just when you were worried about having enough for gas. Did you receive a small, unexpected refund or a discount you weren't expecting? Did a friend insist on treating you to lunch on a day when you felt completely broke? Do not dismiss these moments. Each one is a wink from God. Each one is a practical lesson from the divine provider, teaching you that He can and will provide for you from sources you cannot predict or control. He is training you to trust in His flow rather than just your own effort. He is showing you, in miniature, how your larger financial miracle will unfold through unexpected channels and surprising opportunities. Your dreams are another powerful canvas for divine communication. In the quiet of the night, when your conscious mind and its worries are at rest, your spirit is open to receive. Have you had vivid dreams lately? Dreams where you find lost treasure, or you're given a set of keys to a beautiful new home? Perhaps you've dreamt that you can fly, feeling the exhilarating freedom of soaring above all your problems. These are not just random images. God is giving your spirit a preview of your coming reality. He is showing you the freedom, the provision, and the authority that are about to be yours. He is preparing you for the feeling of your breakthrough before it even arrives in the physical realm. To see these signs, you must adopt a new posture. It is a posture of what I call expectant observation. When you wake up, I want you to start your day with a simple prayer. Lord, thank you for this day. Open my eyes to see the signs of your favor and your love all around me. Then, go through your day with the curiosity of a treasure hunter, looking for those moments of divine alignment. I encourage you to keep a small notebook, a journal of signs. When you see a number sequence, write it down. When a perfect synchronicity happens, make a note of it. When you receive an unexpected little blessing, record it. At the end of a week, when you look back at your list, you will be astonished. The evidence will be undeniable, and your faith will move from a hopeful wish to a solid conviction. You will have a written record of God's faithfulness, a personal testament to His active presence in your life. This is happening for you right now. The frequency of these signs is increasing because your breakthrough is drawing nearer with every passing moment. As you begin to recognize them, as you acknowledge them with gratitude, you create a powerful magnetic pull for more. You are signaling to God, yes, I see what you are doing. I am paying attention. I am ready for more. But as this evidence mounts, you might feel a flicker of something else, a hint of fear, a shadow of doubt. It's the voice of past disappointments whispering, "Don't get your hopes up." This is the wall of scarcity we must address next. To truly receive the magnitude of what is coming, we must first make space by letting go of the fears that have held us captive. As you begin to see the signs, the repeating numbers, the perfect synchronicities, the small, unexpected blessings, it is natural for another voice to rise up from within you. It is a cautious, perhaps even cynical voice. It's the voice of your past experiences, the echo of every time your hopes were dashed, the scar tissue from every financial struggle. It whispers, "Be careful. This feels good. But what if it's not real? What if you are disappointed again?" I want you to know that this voice is not your enemy. It is an old guard, a defense mechanism your heart built to protect you from more pain. Tonight, we will honor that guard for its service, and then we will lovingly dismiss it from its post, because its watch is over. You are entering a new territory where that level of defense is no longer needed. To receive the immense blessing that God has prepared for you, you must first make room for it. Imagine your spirit is a home. For years, the room where your financial beliefs live has been filled with the furniture of fear and scarcity. It's cluttered with inherited beliefs from your family, painful memories of your own, and anxious thoughts about the future. The furniture has names: "I'm not good with money." "Rich people are greedy." "There's never enough to go around." "I don't deserve to have it easy." This furniture is old, heavy, and covered in the dust of disappointment. God is standing at the door with a new, beautiful set of furniture called abundance, grace, and ease. But He cannot bring it in until you are willing to let go of the old. This is the sacred work you are being called to do right now. It is the spiritual house cleaning that precedes a divine visitation. God is asking you to confront these old financial fears, not to judge yourself for having them, but to finally release them. For so long, these fears have dictated your actions. They made you play small, turn down opportunities because you felt unworthy, and hoard every penny in fear instead of investing it with faith. This scarcity mindset has been like a pair of foggy glasses you've worn for so long. You forgot you even had them on. They distort your vision, making the world seem like a place of constant lack and competition. God is now gently lifting those glasses from your eyes. So let's name these fears and bring them into the light, because fears only have power in the darkness. What is the primary lie that scarcity has been telling you? Is it the lie of unworthiness? The deep-seated feeling that good things, especially financial blessings, happen to other people, but not to you. Do you feel in your quietest moments that you have made too many mistakes to be truly blessed? That is a chain from your past, and tonight, God is handing you the key. Your worthiness is not based on your performance, your credit score, or your past decisions. Your worthiness was sealed the moment you were created as a beloved child of the Most High God. Or perhaps your fear is one of responsibility. The thought of having significant wealth is actually terrifying. What if I mess it up? What if I lose it all? What if people treat me differently? This fear keeps you in a zone of just enough because it feels safer. But God does not give a blessing without also giving the wisdom to manage it. He is not setting you up to fail. He is setting you up to succeed in ways that will bless you and everyone you touch. Let's do something powerful together. Right now, I want you to get comfortable. Take a deep breath and close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. I want you to picture all of these fears: the fear of disappointment, the fear of unworthiness, the fear of failure as heavy, gray stones in your hands. Feel their weight. Feel the tension they create in your muscles, the burden they place on your spirit. You have been carrying these for so long. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to see Jesus standing before you with His hands open. He is not looking at you with judgment, but with immense compassion and love. He is nodding gently, inviting you to let them go. One by one, name the fears and place them in His hands. You can say it out loud or in the silence of your heart. Lord, I give you my fear that I will be disappointed again. I release the belief that I am not worthy of your goodness. I surrender my anxiety about the future and my fear of managing a great blessing. Feel the lightness as you let each one go. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. This is not about you fighting your fear. It is about you surrendering your fear to the one who has already conquered it. You are trading your heavy stones of anxiety for his peace that surpasses all understanding. Now that you have released them, that space within you feels empty. It is crucial that we fill it with truth before the old fears try to creep back in. This is where you replace the lies of scarcity with the truths of God's kingdom. When the old thought, "there's never enough," comes, you will replace it with the truth. My God supplies all of my needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. I live in an abundant universe created by a limitless God. When the old feeling of "I don't deserve this" arises, you will replace it with the truth, "I am a child of the King, and it is my Father's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. My worth is my birthright." This process of letting go is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a new way of life. But it begins with this powerful conscious decision tonight. You are drawing a line in the sand. You are declaring that the old patterns of financial fear and worry will no longer have a home in your mind or your spirit. You are choosing to believe in a new reality, God's reality, for your life. This is the most courageous step on your journey, because it requires you to trust in the unseen promise more than the seen reality of your past. Every person who has ever stepped into a life of true, lasting, God-given abundance has had to walk this very path. They had to clean out the house of their own limiting beliefs before God could move in with his limitless supply. You are doing that deep work right now, and all of heaven is cheering you on. The space is being cleared. The vessel is being cleansed. Now that you have begun to empty your hands of the heavy stones of fear, you are ready for the next step, learning how to align your entire being with the vibration of divine abundance. You have done the courageous inner work. You have stood before the cluttered room of your old financial beliefs, filled with the heavy furniture of fear and lack, and you have chosen to let it go. You have surrendered the heavy stones of worry and unworthiness into the loving hands of God. Now, you are standing in a newly cleared space within your spirit. It is clean, open, and ready. This sacred emptiness is not meant to last. It is a vacuum that God is eager to fill. Now is the time to consciously and deliberately furnish this inner room with the very essence and energy of divine abundance. It is time to align your spirit with the blessing that is seeking you. Think of it like tuning a radio. God is constantly broadcasting his love, his peace, and his prosperity on a specific frequency. Fear, doubt, and anxiety cause your spirit to be tuned to a low, static-filled frequency of scarcity. You can't hear the beautiful music of abundance because you're not on the right station. All the signs and whispers are God's way of telling you which station to tune into. Aligning your spirit is the act of you consciously turning the dial. You are shifting your spiritual vibration to match the frequency of the miracle that is already yours in the spiritual realm. The single most powerful tool for this alignment is gratitude. Not just a polite thank you, but a deep, resonant feeling of thankfulness that vibrates through your entire being. This is your primary way of turning the dial. You must begin by cultivating radical gratitude for what you already have. Right now, in this moment, I invite you to pause and find 3 things. It could be the air filling your lungs, a gift you take for granted. It could be the roof over your head, providing you with shelter and safety. It could be the memory of a friend's laughter. By focusing on what you have, you immediately shift your energy from a state of lack to a state of provision. You are telling God and your own soul, I see your goodness that is already present in my life. I am not waiting for a future event to be happy or grateful. I am choosing it now. Once you have mastered gratitude for the present, you will graduate to the next level, which is the key that unlocks everything gratitude for your future, practiced in the now. This is the very definition of faith. It is giving thanks for the blessing before it has fully materialized in your bank account. You must begin to speak and feel gratitude for your financial awakening as if it has already occurred. This may feel strange at first, but it is the language of creation. You are calling those things that are not as though they were throughout your day. I want you to practice this. Say it in your car. Whisper it at your desk. Think it as you fall asleep. Thank you, God, for my complete financial freedom. Thank you for the peace of mind that fills me, knowing every bill is paid with ease and joy. Thank you for the overwhelming abundance that allows me to be outrageously generous. When you do this, you are not pretending. You are aligning. You are sending a signal of pure faith out into the universe, a signal that says you trust God's promise so completely that you are already celebrating its fulfillment. This alignment also extends to your words. Your words have creative power. They are instructions that shape your reality. For too long, you have likely spoken the language of lack. I can't afford that. I'm so broke. Money is always tight. You must make a conscious decision to stop. You are banning the vocabulary of scarcity from your life. When you are faced with something you desire but cannot yet purchase, do not say, I can't afford it. Instead, shift the energy. Say, I am choosing not to buy that right now, which affirms your power of choice. Or even more powerfully, ask a question of faith. God, how can we create the abundance for this? When you feel the old script of I'm broke rising, catch it. Replace it with a declaration of truth. My finances are under divine reconstruction. Money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. Speak life over your wallet, your bank account, your ability to earn. You are prophesying your new reality into existence. Now, let's combine this with a powerful vision. Your imagination is a God-given tool for creation. I want you to see with the eyes of your heart what your life looks like when this financial awakening is complete. Don't just think about it. Step into the scene. See yourself opening your banking app and feeling a wave of peace, not panic. See the number you need to see and feel the relief wash over you. Visualize yourself walking through a grocery store, filling your cart with healthy, wonderful food without looking at the price tags. Feel the joy and freedom in that. Now, see yourself performing an act of generosity. See yourself paying for the coffee of the person behind you, or writing a check for a charity that is dear to your heart, and feel the profound joy of giving from your overflow, not your lack. This feeling is the target. The emotion is the magnet. When you can truly feel the peace, the joy, the relief, and the freedom of your breakthrough before it happens, you become an irresistible magnet for it. You have perfectly tuned your radio to the station of abundance, and the signal is coming in crystal clear. This alignment is a practice. It is a daily, moment-by-moment choice to feel gratitude, to speak life, and to see your victory in your mind's eye. As you do this consistently, with sincere faith, you are building a powerful spiritual momentum. You are sending a clear, unwavering signal to heaven and all of creation that you are ready. And when your spirit is fully aligned with the promise, when your frequency of faith matches the frequency of the blessing God has waiting for you, something truly miraculous happens. the veil thins. The spiritual reality and the physical reality converge. The moment you have been preparing for arrives. It is the moment of your financial awakening. And then it happens. After all the preparation, the listening for the whisper, the searching for the signs, the releasing of old fears, and the dedicated alignment of your spirit, the moment of awakening arrives. It may not come with a booming voice from the heavens or a dramatic flash of lightning. Often, the most profound miracles unfold in the most profound stillness. It is a moment so personal, so intimate. It feels as though time itself has paused just for you. This is not a future event you are hoping for. I am speaking to you about a spiritual reality that is breaking through into your physical world right now. It begins with an internal shift. It is a sudden, quiet click deep within your soul. In one sacred instant, the constant low-grade hum of financial anxiety that has been the background music of your life for years simply ceases. It's gone. You try to find it, to feel that old, familiar worry, but you can't. In its place is a peace so deep and so solid, it feels ancient. It is the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace that God promises to His children. This is the first and most undeniable evidence of your awakening. The internal storm has passed, and an unshakable calm now reigns in your heart. You know, on a level deeper than thought, that the struggle is over. In the wake of this peace comes a wave of brilliant clarity. The mental fog of confusion and indecision that has surrounded your finances dissolves in an instant. Suddenly, you see the path forward. An idea for a business, a solution to a debt problem, a strategy for a new investment. It doesn't just occur to you. It is downloaded into your mind with divine precision and completeness. You see the steps. You understand the timing, and you feel a surge of confidence that is not from you, but from God. He has not just promised you a blessing, He has given you the divine blueprint for it. And as this internal transformation solidifies, the external world begins to respond. The phone rings. It's the news you had given up on, the opportunity you thought had passed you by. An email lands in your inbox with a subject line that makes your heart leap, an unexpected payment, a contract approved, a job offer that exceeds your wildest prayers. You might be looking at your computer screen, staring at a number in your bank account that has miraculously appeared, a sum that perfectly answers a specific prayer you cried out in the night. This is the moment. This is your financial awakening. It has the fingerprints of God all over it. It feels effortless, not because there was no effort, but because your spiritual work of alignment prepared the way. It feels graceful. It feels like a surprise. Yet at the same time, it feels like the most natural thing in the world. It feels like coming home. You are standing in the middle of your own answered prayer, a living, breathing testimony to the faithfulness of God. In this moment, a wave of emotion will wash over you, so powerful it might bring you to your knees. It is the feeling of being utterly and completely seen by the Creator of the universe. Every moment of your struggle, every silent tear, every act of faith performed in secret, He saw it all. And this breakthrough is His response. It's His loving affirmation, saying, I was with you then, and I am with you now. I heard you. I have not forgotten you. The tears that flow are not tears of sadness, but tears of overwhelming gratitude and relief. The validation is almost more powerful than the financial blessing itself. This is happening for you. I want you to open your heart to receive this truth right now. This divine intervention, this moment of awakening, is not reserved for a select few. It is your birthright as a child of God. He is doing a new thing in your financial life, and it is springing forth now. Can you not perceive it? Feel that flicker of excitement in your spirit as you listen to these words. That is your soul recognizing its own story. That is your faith catching fire. Do not allow doubt to diminish the magnitude of what is occurring. The enemy will want you to explain it away as luck or coincidence, but you will know the truth. You will know that the perfect timing, the specific nature of the blessing, the way it solves problems that only you and God knew about, is the undeniable signature of a miracle. This is the testimony that I have heard time and time again from countless souls who have walked this path before you. It always begins with that internal shift, that moment of peace and knowing, followed by a sudden breathtaking move of God in their circumstances. You are standing now in the dawn of this new reality. The long night of financial toil is over, and the sun of God's favor is rising upon you. The miracle is in your hands. Take a deep breath and receive it. Let the reality of it sink into every cell of your being. The old life, the old worries, the old identity of someone who struggles is behind you forever. And now, a new and beautiful journey begins, the journey of learning how to walk in this newfound prosperity with wisdom, with grace, and with a divine purpose. The awakening has happened. What you do next will determine everything. The miracle has happened. The divine earthquake has gloriously rearranged your life, and the dust is beginning to settle. You are standing in the dawn of your new financial reality, the tangible proof of God's faithfulness in your hands. The initial shock, the tears of joy, the overwhelming awe, these feelings are now giving way to a quiet, profound question that whispers in your spirit, "What now?" This is a sacred and pivotal moment, because your awakening was not the destination. It was the starting line of a new and beautiful journey. You are now tasked with navigating this new path of prosperity, and God is ready to give you the wisdom to walk it with grace and purpose. The very first shift that must occur is a change in your identity. For years, you were the one praying for a blessing. Now, you have been promoted. God has transitioned you from the role of recipient to the role of steward. A steward is a manager, a trusted administrator of resources that ultimately belong to someone else. This perspective is your greatest shield against both fear and pride. When you understand that this abundance is not your money, but God's money that you have been entrusted to manage, a great burden is lifted. You don't have to fear losing it, because the one who supplied it is your CEO, and you cannot become prideful, because you know you are simply the manager, not the owner. God saw your faithfulness when you had little, and He has now trusted you with much. Before you make a single decision, before you make a single large purchase, the first act of a wise steward is to be still. The temptation will be to rush, to immediately solve every problem and fulfill every desire you've ever had. But wisdom calls for a sacred pause. Take a day or even a week to simply sit with this new reality. Let gratitude be your only action. Thank God continuously, not just for the gift, but for His faithfulness, for His love, for proving His word to be true in your life. In this place of stillness and prayer, ask Him for His plan. Say, "Lord, you gave this to me. Show me what you want me to do with it. Grant me your wisdom, your discernment, and your vision." He who gave the gift will not abandon you to manage it alone. He will give you the instructions. As the guidance comes, you will find it aligns with divine principles for stewardship. The first principle is that of honor. The first act of a wise financial manager is to honor the source of the provision. This is often represented by the principle of the first fruits, or the tithe. This is not a rule God imposes to take something from you. It is a principle He established to keep you in the flow of abundance. By taking the first portion and giving it back to God's work, your local church, a ministry that feeds you, a charity doing good in the world, you are making a powerful declaration of faith. You are saying, "This money is not my God. God is my God. He is my source, and I trust that He will continue to provide." This act of faith breaks the power of greed before it can ever take root and keeps the channels of heaven wide open over your life. The second principle is that of order. God is not a God of chaos, but of divine order. A blessing of this magnitude requires a plan. Your old, chaotic, fear-based approach to money is obsolete. Now you must operate with intention and purpose. This means seeking wise counsel. The Bible tells us that in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. God will begin to bring wise, godly, and experienced people into your life to help you. Be open to them. This may be a trusted financial advisor, a mentor who has handled wealth with integrity, or simply a wise elder in your community. Pray for discernment to know who to listen to. You will also be guided to create a plan, what many call a budget. But a budget is not a spiritual straitjacket. It is a tool for freedom. It is you telling your money where to go, in alignment with God's purposes, rather than wondering where it went. The third principle is that of integrity. Your new financial status is a test and a powerful amplifier. It will make you more of what you already are. If there is kindness in your heart, you will become more kind. If there is generosity, you will become more generous. But if there are seeds of pride or dishonesty, it will amplify those as well. You must commit to walking this new path with unimpeachable integrity. Keep your promises, pay your debts, be fair and honest in all your dealings. Remain humble, always remembering where this blessing came from. Many people who experience sudden wealth fall into the trap of isolation, but you must fight that urge. Stay connected to the community that loved and supported you when you had nothing. Let your character, not your bank account, be the truest measure of your wealth. As you walk this path, you will find that God has equipped you for it. The peace He gave you in your moment of awakening will be your guide. When you feel that peace about a decision, you can move forward with confidence. When you feel a check in your spirit, a sense of unease, that is God's loving guidance telling you to pause and reconsider. You have now learned to distinguish His voice from the voice of fear. Trust it. You have been handed a great and joyful responsibility. By embracing your role as a steward, honoring God first, creating a plan, and walking in integrity, you are not just protecting your blessing, you are positioning it to grow. You are building a foundation of wise management that can support not just your own future, but the future of generations to come. And once you have established this solid foundation, you will begin to discover the true, breathtaking purpose of your financial awakening. It was never just about making you comfortable. You have been blessed to become a blessing. The foundation of wise stewardship is now firmly in place. You have honored the source of your blessing. You have established a plan of divine order, and you have committed to walking your new path with unshakable integrity. Now, my friend, we arrive at the very heart of the matter. We come to the breathtaking, exhilarating purpose for which God has poured out this abundance upon you. It is a truth so simple and yet so profound. You were never meant to be a reservoir. You were designed to be a river. Think about that for a moment. A reservoir, a lake, or a pond holds on to water. It collects it, and if there is no outlet, the water can become stagnant and lifeless. But a river is a conduit of constant flow. It receives from a source upstream, and it freely gives to everything it touches as it flows downstream, bringing life nourishment, and vibrancy to the entire landscape. Your financial awakening was the opening of a divine spring. God has made you a river, and the joy of this new life is found not in holding the blessing, but in letting it flow through you. You have been resourced to become an answer to someone else's prayer. Right now, at this very moment, there is a person praying with the same desperation you once felt. A single mother is praying for a way to buy school shoes for her children. An elderly man is praying for help with a medical bill he cannot pay. A young student is praying for a miracle so they can afford the textbook they need to pass their class. They are crying out to God for help, and what they do not yet know is that God's answer to their prayer is you. You are the vessel He has prepared. You are the channel He has chosen to deliver their miracle. Can you feel the weight and the glory of that holy assignment? The greatest joy of your newfound wealth will not come from what you buy for yourself. A new car is exciting for a month. A bigger house is nice for a year. But the joy that comes from alleviating another person's suffering, from lifting another's burden, that is a joy that is eternal. It echoes in heaven. Imagine the look on your parents' faces when you tell them you've paid off their mortgage. Imagine the silent, grateful tears of a family in the grocery store when you anonymously pay for their entire cart of food. Imagine the hope you can sponsor in the life of a young entrepreneur by investing in their dream. This is the fruit of your blessing. This is the joy that multiplies, the kind of happiness that truly satisfies the soul. Every act of generosity is an act of worship. It is you, demonstrating the character of your Father, who is the ultimate giver. It is you, partnering with Him to bring His kingdom of love and provision here on earth as it is in heaven. When you step into this role, your giving should be both strategic and spirit-led. God has placed a unique passion in your heart. What is it that breaks your heart? Is it animal welfare? Is it caring for the elderly? Is it supporting single mothers? Your financial blessing is the divine fuel to pour onto the fire of that passion. You have been resourced to help solve a problem that you deeply care about. At the same time, be sensitive to the daily nudges of the Holy Spirit. These are your divine assignments. You'll be standing in a coffee line and feel a sudden, strong urge to pay for the order of the person behind you. Do it. You'll hear a friend mention a struggle, and a number will pop into your head as the amount you should give them. Obey that prompting. These are not random impulses. These are opportunities curated by God for you to be His hands and feet. This is how you stay in the flow. Many people, when they are first blessed, operate from a fear that if they give too much away, they will run out. But that is the thinking of a reservoir. A river does not fear running out because it is connected to the source. The spiritual principle of sowing and reaping is one of the most powerful truths in God's kingdom. When you sow seeds of generosity into the good ground of other people's lives, you do not just get your seed back. The Bible promises a harvest of 30, 60, even 100 times what was sown. Your giving does not deplete you. It positions you for multiplication. It proves to God that you can be trusted with a greater flow, a wider river, a more significant impact. Generosity is the engine of perpetual abundance. So, look at your life and your resources with new eyes. You are a distribution center for divine hope. You are a conduit for miracles. Ask God every day, Lord, who can I bless today? Whose prayer can I be the answer to? Then watch as He brings opportunities across your path. Start where you are. It doesn't have to be a massive donation. It can be a generous tip for a struggling waiter. It can be a gift card left for a neighbor. As you practice this, your capacity to give and your joy in giving will expand. You have stepped into the truest meaning of prosperity. It is not about having much, but about giving much. as you embrace your role as a life-giving river, as you watch your God-given resources change lives and bring hope to the hopeless, you will want to ensure that this incredible flow never ceases. This leads us to the final, crucial key to your lifelong journey of abundance, learning how to consciously and continually sustain your connection to the divine source, ensuring a lifetime of grace, purpose, and flow. You have discovered the profound, soul-satisfying joy of being a river. You have felt the thrill of partnering with God to deliver hope, to answer prayers, and to let His abundance flow through you to a world in need. This is the very essence of true prosperity, the highest calling for the blessing you have received. But as you know, a river cannot flow if it is disconnected from its source, and so, our journey now brings us to the most vital and sacred practice of all, sustaining your deep, personal, and lifelong connection to God, who is the eternal, inexhaustible spring from which all blessings flow. Your financial breakthrough was a singular event, a moment of awakening. Sustaining it is a daily relationship. This is the secret that many miss. They receive the miracle, and in their excitement, they become so busy managing the gift that they begin to neglect the giver. They focus on the fruit and forget to tend to the root. But you will be different. You will understand that the blessing is secondary. The connection is primary. Your wealth is not your source. God is your source. As long as you remain deeply connected to Him, the resources will never cease to flow. So how do you sustain this connection in a world filled with distractions? You do it through simple, intentional, spiritual disciplines. These are not religious chores or legalistic rules. Think of them as the daily activities that nurture any important relationship. You do them not out of duty, but out of love. The first and most important practice is to have a daily, non-negotiable meeting with the Source. Before the world rushes in with its demands, before you check your email or your phone, set aside time to be still in His presence. This is no longer the time for desperate prayers of petition. This is a time for communion. It is a time for listening. It is a time to fill your spirit with His peace before you engage with the day. Treat this as the most important meeting on your calendar, a strategy session with the CEO of your life. It is in these quiet moments that you will receive fresh guidance, divine ideas, and the spiritual fortitude needed to manage your blessings with wisdom and grace. This daily appointment keeps your spiritual compass calibrated to His true north. The second practice is to be a vigilant guardian of your mind. Your new life of abundance will be constantly challenged by the old thought patterns of the world: fear, scarcity, comparison, and greed. You must intentionally renew your mind every single day with truth. Continue to immerse yourself in Scripture, to listen to faith-building messages, and to read books that reinforce a mindset of divine prosperity. What you allow to occupy your thoughts will determine the health of your spirit, and the health of your spirit directly determines the flow of abundance in your life. You have cleared out the old furniture of fear. Do not allow the world to sneak it back in when you're not looking. Third, you must embrace the holy principle of rest. This is a concept that is radical in our culture of constant hustle. Your blessing was not given to you so you could work yourself to exhaustion. It was given to you to experience true freedom, and that includes the freedom to rest. By observing a Sabbath, a regular dedicated time to cease from all work and striving, you make one of the most powerful faith declarations possible. You are saying to God, "I trust you so completely that I can afford to stop. I know that you are in control, and that my provision comes from your hand, not just my own effort." This act of trust is deeply pleasing to God and keeps you from falling into the trap of believing you are the source of your own success. Finally, you must remain humble, teachable, and connected to a community of faith. Pride is the most dangerous toxin to your divine connection. It makes you believe you have it all figured out, that you no longer need guidance. The moment that thought enters, the connection begins to weaken. Always maintain a beginner's mind. Ask for wisdom daily, and do not allow your new status to isolate you. Stay plugged into a healthy community of believers who knew you before the blessing. People who will keep you grounded, hold you accountable, and celebrate with you in genuine joy. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. By committing to these simple practices, you are doing more than just protecting your finances. You are nurturing the most important relationship of your life. You are choosing the giver over the gift every single day. This is the path of lasting generational blessing. It is the secret to a life where the river of abundance not only flows, but grows wider, deeper, and more powerful with each passing year. You are building a future where every day is lived in sweet communion with your Creator, a future not just of wealth, but of deep, unshakable peace, a future that is sealed and secured by your unwavering faith in Him. And so, we come to the end of our journey for tonight, but to the very beginning of the beautiful, abundant life that is now yours. We have walked this sacred path together, from the moment you first noticed that quiet, divine whisper in your spirit, beckoning you towards something more. We moved through the shadows of old fears, bravely clearing out the heavy furniture of scarcity and lack that had cluttered the home of your heart for far too long. Together, we learned to align your soul with the frequency of heaven, tuning your thoughts, your words, and your vision to the beautiful music of abundance through the power of gratitude. You felt the glorious moment of your financial awakening, that instant of divine clarity and peace where you knew, on a cellular level, that the struggle was finally over. We then explored the noble path of stewardship, understanding that you have been promoted to a manager of God's resources, called to walk in wisdom and integrity. You discovered the breathtaking joy of becoming a river of blessing, a channel for God's goodness in the world, finding that true wealth lies not in what you keep, but in what you give away. And finally, we uncovered the secret to making this last for a lifetime, nurturing the deep, daily, loving connection with the giver of all good things. Now, here at the culmination of this journey, there is one final truth for you to embrace. Your abundant future is no longer a fragile hope you are striving for. It is a divine promise that has been sealed. Think of what a seal represents. It signifies ownership, protection, and finality. In the ancient world, a king would place his seal upon a decree, and at that moment, it became an unchangeable reality. Tonight, through your faith, through your willingness to say yes to this process, a divine seal from the King of Kings has been placed upon the promise of abundance for your life. It is done. It is finished. It is secured in the spiritual realm, protected from all doubt and fear. You no longer have to live with the anxious question of if this will happen. You can now rest in the peaceful certainty that it is happening. You are simply walking, day by day, into a reality that has already been meticulously and lovingly prepared for you. The striving is over. The season of rest and receiving is here. Live from this place of certainty. Make your decisions not from a place of hoping to get blessed, but from the solid ground of already being blessed. This is the ultimate shift in consciousness. This is what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. This transformation, this seal of faith, is not just for your benefit. It is a legacy. The faith you have cultivated, the peace you now carry, and the abundance you will steward with wisdom and generosity will ripple outwards, touching generations to come. You are breaking generational curses of lack and worry and establishing a new legacy of divine provision, faith, and overflow for your family and your community. You have become a foundational pillar of God's goodness for others to build upon. And so now, as our time together comes to a gentle and peaceful close, I want you to simply breathe. Let go of all the effort and information from our journey tonight, and just allow these final truths to settle into your spirit, like soft rain on thirsty ground. The work is done. The promise is sealed. Your only task now is to rest in the finished work of a God who adores you completely. The future you once worried about is now a place of serene beauty, held safely in His hands. There is nothing left to fear. There is nothing left to prove. There is only a future of grace to walk into. Let the pace of your heart slow down and feel the quiet peace that is blanketing you right now. This peace is a gift, a taste of the reality that is now yours. Let it soothe every anxious thought and calm every weary part of your soul. As you prepare for sleep, release all that is old, the worries, the struggles, the identity of someone who has to fight for everything. You can leave all of that behind now, as it no longer belongs to you. You are stepping into a future that flows with grace, a future where you are guided, protected, and endlessly supplied by a loving Heavenly Father. May your sleep tonight be deep and serene, free from all financial anxiety. May your dreams be sweet, filled with visions of the beautiful and open future that God has prepared for you. And may you awaken in the morning light with a quiet, unshakable knowing deep within your soul that all is well, all has been taken care of, and your financial awakening is not just coming, but is already here. Rest now, child of God. Your abundant future is sealed.